Hello, Abnormal Investigations. I hope you all are enjoying your Saturday. It's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma. I believe it's going to be in the 90s. I could do with a little bit cooler weather, but we'll take what we can get. Sounds like next week it's going to get a lot cooler. I've got a small encounter for you guys that I wanted to drop today. It's Saturday, so I'm going to drop something a little bit odd, a little bit different, something we don't really talk about. But it was sent in, and I thought it was a pretty good encounter, so we're going to go ahead and share that encounter. I still remember the night I saw aliens in my bedroom like it was yesterday. I was only 12 years old, but the memory has stayed with me to this day. I'm now in my 30s, and I still talk to my parents about that encounter. It happened in our new house on the outskirts of a cornfield in Idaho. My room was my favorite place, with its mint-colored walls and elegant horse paper, but that night it became a place of terror. I was afraid of the dark, so I had a night light near my closet. It comforted me with its cherry light, but it also illuminated three figures standing next to it. They were thin and of different heights, with long arms and fingers that reached out to their knees. Their eyes were massive, shiny and black, watching me with an unblinking gaze. I froze, unable to move or speak, as they stood there silently, their eyes fixed on me. Their eyes are what still disturb me to this day. They were so big and black, like two shiny marbles staring at me. I couldn't look away, even though I wanted to. I don't know how long I stayed frozen in bed, but eventually I found the courage to crawl out and walk to my mom's room across the hall. The entire time, the aliens watched me, turning their heads slowly to follow my movement. I didn't take my eyes off them, afraid of what they might do if I looked away. My heart was racing and my legs felt like jelly. When I got to my mom's room, I woke her up and told her what I saw. She sleepily said I could sleep with her, but I don't think she realized what I was saying. She didn't ask any questions or seem concerned, so I think she thought I was just having a bad dream. I got into bed with my mom and I waited, my eyes scanning the room for any sign of the aliens. I felt safer with my mom there, but I was still terrified. When I finally got the courage to peek around the room, I saw them standing next to my dad's dresser. They had followed me and were now watching us. I gasped and I threw the blankets over my head, hoping to hide from them. I don't know why I thought that would work, but I was desperate. I eventually fell asleep, exhausted from the fear and adrenaline. Nothing else happened that night, but the memory of those aliens has stayed with me. The next morning, everything seemed normal. There were no signs of the aliens or a disturbance in the house. I told my parents what I saw, and they listened to me. I felt like they believed me, but they didn't ask many questions or seem overly concerned. Maybe they thought it was just a vivid dream or a childhood imagination. But I knew what I saw, and it was real. I remember the feeling of terror in the image of those black eyes. As the days went by, I tried to put the encounter out of my mind. I didn't want to think about it or to relive the fear. But the memory, it lingered, and I found myself wondering if it would happen ever again. As I grew older, I began to question my own sanity. Did I really see aliens, or was it just a dream or a hallucination? But the memory remained vivid, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary had happened. I started to research UFO sightings and alien encounters, hoping to find some answers. I read stories of others who had similar experiences, and it made me feel a little less alone. But it also made me realize how little we know about the universe and the inhabitants that live within it. I'm now in my 30s, and I still think about that night. I've told my parents about it over probably every year, and they still listen attentively. They don't know what to make of it, but they believe me. I've also told my friends and family, and some are skeptical while others are fascinated. They don't know what to make of it, but they believe me. I've also told my friends and family, and some are skeptical even more and more as I keep telling them. I've come to accept that I'll never know for sure what happened that night, but I know what I saw, and it's a memory that I will carry with me for the rest of my days. Why were they there just observing? Why were they just watching us? They never touched us, never hurt us. The doors were still locked in the morning along with the windows. How did they even get in? Did they come down the chimney like Santa Claus, I used to joke? I'm not sure what they were doing there, but they only came once, and they only observed us once. Did we not have what they were looking for? Were we not what they wanted? Or did they get what they wanted that night? Did they find what they were looking for? If anybody's had any experience with these, please let me know. I'm lost. I know it's not much of an encounter, but it really happened, and they were really there, and it was really scary, and you'd have to understand, at the time, it was so frightening. Thank you for sharing my encounter. Yeah, I hear a lot of these. Brooks had one in her house also that didn't hurt her. I don't know if you fell back asleep or if it did you what it did to Brooks and made her go back to sleep. So, if they're capable of this, that might have been what happened. I'm not sure why they were there. Maybe you going to your mom's room might have saved you, or maybe they were just there trying to see if it was a place that they were able to stay at, and they found something maybe they didn't like. Thanks for sharing your encounter, guys, and also thank you for the boots on the ground last night. It was a wonderful night, a great night. We had a really fun time. We enjoyed each and every one of you. We got a whole lot of new people joined. Thank you all so much for your support. And until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't become something's dinner. And we'll see you on the next one.